Okay. Finish the program. Everybody agrees to it. 4 years later.
Are you ready?
We are good.
Okay, let's call the October 5th, 2021 meeting of the Munster Board of Parks and Rec to order. First item is public input. Anybody out there from the public? Anybody online? Let's see.
No one online, no emails.
Okay, seeing no one, hearing from no one, we will close the public input portion of the meeting, move on to administrative matters. First item is approval of last meeting's minutes. Look okay to me. Anybody else?
Motion approved.
Second, moved and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Vouchers, there's 2.
I had a question about 2110B, and it was the fuel charges.
Yes.
And so like the parks and maintenance, it was $600, but when it came to Centennial, it was almost $1,800,
It was how much?
almost 1,800.
The, I know that there is a time of year where we change over, where we're paying the fuel bills, where they.
October 1st.
October 1st begins that. So that fuel line item, which page? are we
It is
looking at?
page 3, I believe.
So we pay for
Yeah.
maintenance and the golf course equipment, October to April. And then they pay, May to October. It's
Okay.
split 6 months.
So it's our turn.
It's our turn.
Okay.
It's probably more in the summer anyway, right?
And that's the idea, that with all the use that they're using to maintain the golf course, those mowers, there's a lot more gas use than in the winter months when there's snow plowing, those things. We're gonna be going to most of that.
Okay.
That predates me, why those months were chosen, but that was the way that it was looking.
Yeah.
But you're looking at the Avalon Petroleum,
Yeah.
those are both.
All right. That was my only question.
Okay, anybody else? If not, we need a motion.
Motion to approve the vouchers.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Aye. All right, items for discussion. Pool year review. So we made a nice
Abby and Jill are
profit.
both gonna take this one, Abby's gonna go first, followed by Jill's to cover, the review here, and Jill's gonna do the recommendation for next.
So the pool's open on May 29th, well, actually, I think it was.
No, that's right, it's not.
Yeah, somewhere in there, so August 8th, so it's supposed to be 11 weeks, it was open, we had 52 pool employees and 10 pool sponsors. Last year, we only had 3 pool sponsors. From May till August, with all of our guests that came in, total, we had 25,614. With our pool attendants and our mission staff, they did wear masks at the beginning of the pool season. We had a cleaning chair, so they did go around cleaning the railings, bathrooms, and then at the end of the night, the chairs. Then as the COVID guidelines changed, they didn't have to wear it outside, they didn't wear a mask. Some of them chose to, but a lot of them do not. For the financial summary for revenue, we have 232,000 brought in with our daily admissions, memberships and some lessons. That was a big chunk of that. Our expense, total for that was 151. Our maintenance supplies and then all our lifeguards, full-time staff, managers, admissions and attendants, that was a big chunk of that. So our variance was 81,000. And I just added some extra stuff on there. We had 157 saves from the day of pool open to the day of the pool closed. Last year, I know it was a COVID summer, we only had 21 saves the whole summer.
Did it get better as the season went on, or was it all?
Not really.
Really?
I mean, towards like the last 2 weeks, yeah, but I mean, the majority of the summer, no, there were some days we had like 20 saves in one day. And the police were called pretty much every day. And then I just added the incidents and the accidents on there. Those are the exact same pretty much from last year. So that wasn't bad, but the saves were a little bad.
Yeah. What are you talking about when you say accident? What kind of
It's
accident?
just more like if somebody fell onto that transfer or on top.
Yeah.
And then the
Potential
unusual
fines.
incidents are, like if somebody was outside, you had a couple of people were like staring and watching the kids outside the gates. So, yeah.
Stranger danger type stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
It's weird.
It's the guy in the wheelchair?
So did the police, did that get better as the year went on, or I see you said every day?
Yeah, they started, like, they had an officer on a bike that came pretty much every day, and then he just sat on, he rode his bike through the deck, then he sat on the deck for like 30 minutes, then he came back like 2 hours later. I don't think that was-
It didn't really,
Well, I mean, I know we had a lot of trouble and it was very frustrating, especially for you guys who were there at ground zero, but
Right.
we made $81,000. It's hard to say. It's a bad thing, but I mean, do you have suggestions maybe put together for, you got plenty of time till the pool opens, or is that what you're gonna speak to, Jill? Okay, well, that's great minds think.
All right, so moving on from that, I guess onto our 2022 pool proposal. The dates are just going along the same guidelines as what we have this year. The hours will remain the same, being closed July 4th. We've increased admission. We've noticed that the pool rates have never been increased for 20 some odd years since the pool's been open. So it's our hope with us being able to possibly pay staff more to increase rates across the board.
That's
So the
good.
children and adults were raised to 10 and
Oh, no.
15 from 7 and even 10. The seniors were up to 8 and 13 from 5 and 8. And then 2 and under will remain free with a paid adult. And then we will continue with the ages 16 or younger must be accompanied by a paid adult, whereas it used to be 12. Season passes were upped in ranges of $15 to $25 across the board. Again, to the fees of everything are going up, whether it be maintenance required or staff, so we're just kind of looking at overall all basis. In regards to season passes, Abby and Don actually had a meeting with Active yesterday in regards to doing a picture laminated card for memberships, so we will be doing that next year. We will not be doing discount coupon books, we will be strictly doing daily admission and or season passes. Private party information has changed a bit compared to what we've done in the past, to whereas if they have 501 or more, they will need special park board approval, whereas in the past, we would allow them to book up to 1,000 people. So they will have a questionnaire to fill out prior to that regarding their event. And if over 250, they would be required to pay for security as well. Birthday parties went up $25, just to cover costs of staff and food. Group rates went up $2. Adult open swim will remain the same. Bathing attire and flotation devices, again, will remain the same. We do have this flyer that is posted on the front page, and getting into recommendations here. Abby and I discussed a lot of different ways of what we can do along with Mark too. One of the ways we went and toured 4 different Illinois pools. They have a lot of like sticker signage on the ground, so that's our goal for next year. Because with all of the flyer signage at the front door, I don't know how you can miss it when people still said they couldn't see it. So our goal is to literally put it everywhere on the deck. No proper swimwear only, no street clothes, stuff like that. That's one of our recommendations for next year. Add an admission person outside the gate to check for bags and coolers, so that there's no food, drinks, or glass. They will also enforce swimsuit material, and then to avoid people bringing in drinks, we'll have a water cooler available in the concession stand area. At the admission gate, patrons will be required to print date and timestamp a sheet that states no street clothes allowed. So the reason for doing this is just to, if say we open at 11 o'clock and someone says that they are in the pool at 2 o'clock and they're wearing street clothes and they say, well, I've been in all day. Well, we can go back and look at this form to see.
oh, yeah.
So like if we kick them out at 2 o'clock and they say, well, I've been here, you know, all day, they don't get a refund. I mean, that, it just goes to, I guess, solidify their time in the pool, whether they're in there 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's gonna have a statement on there that says, I understand no street clothes are allowed in the pool, along with all the signage on the ground. It's just another way for us to cover our tails in regards to the street clothes.
And who's policing that? Is just the staff walking around, or is the lifeguards actually looking for that too? And
Both,
everybody's looking for it,
Yeah.
okay.
Is there a way you can put like due to safety requirements along with that? Just because a lot of people need an explanation,
sure,
you know, so if they're reading it and then they see the explanation, their safety,
okay,
that you might get some less resistance.
sure.
What do you say to kids if they say why? Why aren't they?
Because it's against the health code,
Whose health code?
Indiana.
The Indiana pool code prohibits, through the health department. So
It's something we can
Yes.
refer to.
Yeah.
First, I could ask them why too.
Yes, it's usually my favorite, yeah.
I'm sure you will.
But I'm not sure that they'll answer.
Otherwise, it's because,
Believe me, I know.
because that's the way God did
They don't
it.
have an answer always.
I won't tell you what I had to work a gym class when we went swimming.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, right? Back in the day, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
There were no suits.
No complaints to the school board then. When I
just
get
bo- it
now,
was just boys.
compared to that, believe me.
We didn't have telephones back then either.
Yeah, recording everything.
Oh,
Oh, God.
We determined to remove slide requirements and increase that from 42 inches to 48 inches on both the red and blue slide due to all of the saves. So the bulk of the saves, Abby can report on that, but the majority of them are from the slides. We
Okay.
think from like the water pressure
Right.
pushing them down, it just kind of sunk them even though they're able to stand there. But how many out of the 100 and some odd saves from slide?
Wow.
Are they all legit too? Or are they just, yeah?
I mean, there's like a couple, like, if they like stood up and then they tried to grab the wall.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were like under the water from the pressure of the slide pushing.
Right.
Wow.
Makes sense.
I mean, there were some from the diving board, but those were more like adults, not kids.
the change in height requirement obviously won't stop them all, but we think the youngest swimmers, and
stronger.
the least experienced, yeah, the older you are, the more mature you are, the stronger you are, the more able you are to get yourself to the edge without having assistance from a lifeguard.
Yeah.
This is 3 feet 5 inches, in the area, so we think by increasing it to 48, it'll help some. Along with the second, or the next recommendation, if a child is staying more than 2 times in one day, that child will be given a wristband from the pool manager to stay in the zero depth entry area. If they are staying again, they will be asked to leave with no refund and or being out of the water. There were times where parents would just let their kids go, and these kids would be saved 3-4 times. And each time the pool manager would bring the child back to the parent, and the parent really wouldn't have any response. The manager would turn their back to go back to the office and off the kid goes with no parent supervision. So this is just kind of our way on how to, I guess, control that a little bit more.
I can't understand.
It's just like,
don't
wow,
know.
it's a new generation, man. I can't believe.
When I
it.
read you have to do more than once, I go, usually after the first time.
Yeah.
At least the parents were there, I guess. Maybe that's a
There
good thing.
were weekends where like one kid got saved 6 times.
Oh
Like, I
my
had a
God.
report of the same kid 6 times. It was all from the same slide.
Wow. Maybe his mother just didn't like him. I mean, I don't know.
And it's also, again, go back to that, when people sign in, and almost timestamp when you make them, so if that happened 5 minutes in, you kick them out, maybe you give them a refund tax. If you've been here for a good hour or two already, sorry.
Here, for the record, I'm not for the refund.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You read the rules. You know what the rules are. Stop trying to do stupid things. Move along.
Yeah.
It's
Man,
$10.
Really, yeah.
You'll learn a lesson.
Makes it easier.
It just becomes very argumentative, and when people are arguing, it's a time, to be courteous enough to them, to give them the time that they are wanting. And when our staff there doesn't have that time. I
Right.
mean, the manager doesn't have the time to give you
Clearly,
that
I'm
hour
old,
to
too
let
old
you
to not have
vent
that time.
and walk you out the door, because there's 5 other issues that have arisen at the same time, so it needs to be quick.
I get it.
And then just the last and final, we thought if possible, we would like to install 2 cameras just from all of the incidents that have happened this past summer. There is one that's right outside the concession stand area that views from the west to the east. I know that it has not been active for quite some time, so I don't know what the process will be on that. But it is still there on a post that we could possibly get working. And then they would need to put another one around the pump house that would look out over the pool and dock going east, just to kind of cover all bases on both sides of the pool.
So if those cameras are active, is someone sitting at a location that could be looking at all those?
I don't know the last time it was active,
No.
I don't know who had.
Yeah, but we could review it after. the
It would
incident.
either be, it would be for reviewing afterwards.
Okay, that's it.
And
That's
how
only
long
so
is this
long.
gonna-
How long?
Yeah, they tape over like every 30 days or something.
We have cameras at all our pump
Yeah,
stations.
right.
They're all cloud-based. You can go back for as long as you
Really? Okay.
want.
I thought what Dave was saying, there's only so many.
Well, there's some of the
days,
grocery
like-
stores, they loop after 30
Right.
minutes, but what you're saying, because of technology. now
It's
you-
all cloud-based. It just goes to cloud. You go and you say, okay, it happened around 11 o'clock, and you can go back
Yeah.
and do it.
It depends for us if we go, depending which route we go when we.
It's not expensive.
If it sends it back to the police department where some of the other cameras in town go to, I mean, they have, you know, a limited, supply of data, of hard drive to hold on to. If they put it in the cloud and they're paying for that, that's.
Yeah, but even if it's 30 days to loop over, if you know the incident, you burn it. and
Do you think
You got it forever.
Do you think having a supervisor maybe by their desk, looking at the camera, seeing what's going on out there, maybe another supervised? And then instead of coming out there, you know.
I
maybe-
think it'd be better for us. Than
Okay,
to sit at
okay,
camera,
okay.
because you're also gonna be able to hear things versus on the
Understand.
camera, you're just seeing video. But that is definitely something that we are gonna look into as well. And hopefully we can have that within next year. So overall, this is our recommendation.
Yeah, no, thank
Hopefully
you.
it works.
I, for some reason, I didn't print it off, so I forgive me for acting like you didn't have it. But yeah, thanks. I mean, it's great. I think we ought to do them all. And I agree with Dan. I mean, there's no refund. If you can't take care of your kid, see you later, you know, learn a lesson.
And that's, again, and I agree with you, it's one of those where whoever our staff is, the management staff that's out there, giving them that flexibility. If that solves a headache and gives $5 back or 10, who cares? Get out of here, get out of my hair.
So they can bring it back and they can almost John 6 more times. I don't get it, but whatever. That's on the record, great. I don't care. I do understand it. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yes, it's well thought out.
We would, I would ask for you to approve these, especially because the fees are here, so we can have those
Okay.
in line.
Okay, so we need a
I'll make the
motion.
motion to approve all of the recommendations. I mean, the only thing we'd have to come back to is if they, for the cameras on how they're gonna wanna purchase, but for the new employee, that's just a new
Yeah,
spot.
right. So and it's a recommendation that you look into cameras. and come
So
back
should we
with
just do the
it.
just fees and then we can go with everything else?
Or if you approve the recommendations.
And the
that's
recommendation,
Subject to-
the recommendation is you're gonna look into
Yes.
Right.
putting 2 cameras. And the final decision, when you come back with the information on the cameras, then we'll decide whether it's worth it or not.
It's gonna come back also, in the, late fall when we do the salary and wage
Yeah.
rates.
Right.
Okay.
All of that will come back to you.
So what
Approve all that
motions
and the fees and charges and program fees.
I think,
We'll get
I don't
around
think
to
we
all
have, do
that.
we have to make the motion then if we're gonna just go through it in the fall,
Right.
right?
Right, what do
Because you're still gonna get numbers on the cameras, someone is.
Mhm.
I can give you a.
Yeah, we could do the whole package then, I suppose.
does it need to be?
But the pool's not open for.
I think you
till May.
have it before you, I would just urge you to approve it now and have it done.
Recommendations.
And then that way we can already start typesetting things into.
All right, so I just made my motion. I'm ready.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, excess property or surplus property.
This is just
Oh,
another
vehicle.
one, we did one
There's a
earlier, we had a
vehicle.
few more items,
Oh,
the
surplus.
biggest one is the chairs at the social center, we have 125 chairs, and really my, kind of a little bit of a rush to try to bring this to you as quick as today was, they're all sitting in one of the Kevin's bays at the Public Works Department there.
Motion to get rid of them.
I'll second it.
We made a motion.
All right, moved
Get
and
rid of it.
seconded, all in favor.
Aye.
We want to free up Kevin's space.
There.
Contact Wicker Park,
They don't have a pool anymore.
Ron. Wicker Park's gonna want the last two, the driving range dividers and the bag rack.
You can go to Fire Ridge. You can go anywhere.
Is that what they want? Yeah.
I'm saving you guys some money.
There you go.
All right, the vehicle replacement for unit 212.
I apologize for the tardiness of this, I left you a paper copy there in front of you, because we just got the final and second quote today. Since summertime, but this is a vehicle that's been on a replacement schedule to be replaced by 2019 and is still in, being used out in the field. This was, we put it into the town's, the 2020 GO bond, so the funds are available there for it. We actually budgeted 40,000, and based upon the quote from Bozak Ford of $39,286, we would make that recommendation to have the award to purchase for that.
I can't find a vehicle. Really? No. I'm happy that you found a vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for one for me.
And this is, and that's the issue is right now Ford is telling us that we can get ourselves in line. We don't know. I mean, we're still thinking it's probably not gonna be till spring that we get this, but at least we get in line. If we can have that authorization, we can get ourselves and whenever first time they can get it to us. We'll get it. So,
2023.
It's not electric.
I'll make the motion for the recommendation to buy it from Bozak for $39,286.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Last item is the piece to be dedicated from community resources for parkland.
Yes, at the last meeting, you brought up a bunch of things. I tried to condense those into the memo, so I'll defer that to you if you got a chance to review.
And I have to stay out of this because of conflict, so.
I think I summarized the conversation pretty well,
Yeah, you
but
did.
if you want, I can go through it if you want for the record.
No, I went over there and looked at it, and I got a much better idea once I visually looked at I drove by there a million times, never paid attention. Now I understand what you were saying.
Well, I agree with what you put down on
Yeah.
paper, so I suppose we should pass a resolution.
Well, I just have it as a draft, so if you're okay with it, that's your recommendation. I'll edit, erase the word draft off the memo and then forward this memo on on your behalf, so. I mean, I would just maybe, I don't know if you want to put it on the record that says, hey, what was presented, we recommend to send that to our letter. As a recommendation from this board to the planning commission.
Well, is time still of the essence on this or not?
Well, their meeting is next week.
Sounds
I
like
think
it's
12, I think was the date of theirs.
How would you procedurally handle it? What's that?
We would need a motion to accept the draft
Okay.
as is.
All right, I'll motion to accept the draft as is,
There's one thing though that I wanted.
after
What's
Dave's
that?
done.
Well, I wanted to know the status of the other property because there's a piece on the draft that says that it was park dedicated, but it never was. And I think in here I saw you strongly recommend, you
It's-
prefer it or something?
It's in number 5. I have, besides the park area outlot A, which is what they're trying to tell us now, shown in the current phase 2 plan, there is also a quote, park area shown in the parcel that's northwest of that lot. If possible, it's desired to have both parcels dedicated, allowing for a larger park property for this area.
Yeah, that doesn't make it mandatory.
Yes, I know.
It doesn't, but I think we were indicated that was
Yeah.
maybe just an oversight from their phase 1.
So the park area that you're talking about was the only park area supposed to be dedicated as a part of the entire development.
Right,
But because there was
Next to the fountain, right?
yes,
right.
there was now more property involved, and that's why you're getting the extra property.
Right.
So that park area was always supposed to be
Is that
dedicated.
strong enough language?
Well, this doesn't make
Well,
it mandatory.
this is just our recommendation. Remember though, this isn't your authority here. This is the planning commission's authority. You're just trying to.
Oh, recommending,
tell the planning
we're just
commission,
recommending.
Recommend, hey, let them take the official formal action to say, we want that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that helps with access
That's
to
right.
that neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so it's been moved and seconded, has it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'll move to accept the draft.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, with one
Okay.
abstention.
Correct. Thank you. Good question. We talked about the pools and I should have talked when she was here. Is there a thought about upgrading any of the slides or anything?
We've done a few things already this fall, or after the pool season closed, we repainted some of
Yeah, I
the
saw that.
zero depth area.
Yeah.
And then we are looking at some of, I did put in for new umbrellas. I'd like to replace all the big, huge shelter umbrellas out there.
Because with increased fees, people are gonna go, what are you getting for it? We know some of it's security, safety and all that. That's great. And then my other thing is, do we have any programs with the Ice Cube in Hammond?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Someone asked me and I said, I don't know, but other communities, I guess, have not leased or borrowed or rented out the cube. And since Munster's hockey team, I think uses that as their home
Right.
thing, that's just a question. It's
we
not.
went
can't
and
be an
talked to
answer.
them and met with them back probably 7, 8 months ago already now.
Yeah,
But
Skylar was in touch with them about doing some programs, but when we were looking at what they were all, they were both solid, because they didn't have that second portion open yet.
I think it's coming open.
One of those 3 in the morning you can get in. type of
well, and
deal.
that's the problem, is the prime
Either that or
time.
not.
I just was asking, someone asked me, well, I was out at a public event, and I go, I'll ask, because I have a park board meeting coming Tuesday, so I did it.
They're very willing to work with us, and we want to see it just a matter of if those two, the needs and demands match. So when.
I did my job.
facility's available, so. But we're looking into it, definitely.
All right, next meeting, October 19th at Town Hall.
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
And we still got a meeting on Friday at 10,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You guys, your
Okay.
committee, the
Oh,
council. park-
I was gonna say, whoa.
No, no.
I'm left out.
You-
Am I not being
The workshop.
reappointed? Is that what the real deal is?
Yes,
All right, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
You can be off the golf course by 10.
I don't
It's
know.
gonna be tough.
No, I won't go until after.
It's
Oh,
true.
okay.
There's still a frost warning in effect at that point.
He has it figured out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I see.